Alright, this is going to be a tutorial on selection modes in Blender. Now, what we have already learned in class is you can left mouse button click and select an item. This is not going to be any different in edit mode or in object mode. So I'm currently in edit mode. I'm currently in face selection mode. If I left mouse button click this face, you can see that it is highlighted in a light orange. So if I hold down shift, I can select more than one face. Alright, so that's really good for models when you only have a few faces, but let's go ahead and subdivide this quite a bit, and you can now see that I have more than just a couple of faces. So if I were to hold down shift and select each face, you can see how tedious this is. So I'm going to show you some selection modes. Now, if you go to the first tool in your toolbar, I'm going to be going over some of these today and some other tricks. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to just go into front view. By default, you have box selection, so I can click and drag, and here is my selection. I can also press B as in boy and click and drag this selection. So that is going to be the box select. Again, that is what is enabled here. It is also called border select, but almost everybody calls it box select. Alright, so another tool that we have is going to be the circle select. So to activate this, you can go here on the toolbar, or you can press C on the keyboard, and wherever you hold down your mouse and sort of paint is going to be selected. So if I want to, I can hold down shift and continue to paint and get multiple sides going. Alright. The next one is going to be the lasso tool. So pretty much anywhere that you drag with your mouse and let go is going to be selected. This is really good for uneven selections. So anything within this lasso is going to be selected. I honestly don't use that one too much. Alright, let's go ahead and put it back to the default settings of select box. And I'm going to show you some more tools. Alright, so let's say that I wanted a line of faces selected. So I can hold down Control, and I have my first one selected, and now I want this one selected. And if I click, you can see how it fills in the gap between my first and my second selection. So I'm going to hold down Control again and just keep on selecting. And it'll go for the shortest route between your selections. Alright, and that is Control selection. Alright, let's say that I want to do a line of faces all the way around my cube. So this is a selection mode that you're actually going to use quite a bit in this class. And this is called ring select or alt select. So with ring select, what I want to do is I want to hold down alt, and we're going to go in opposites. So I want to make a horizontal selection right here. So when I click on it, I want to make sure that I am selecting a vertical edge. So again, opposite. Vertical meaning up and down, horizontal meaning side to side. So I'm going to hold down Alt. I'm going to position my mouse over a vertical edge, and I'm going to click. And you can see how it goes all the way around. If I want to make more than one selection, I hold down Alt and Shift, and I just keep on selecting. So let's say that I wanted to create a pattern. Let's go ahead and change the color. If I assign this color, this just makes my life a whole lot easier. Now, with ring select, this only works with quad faces. So if I had an Injon, also called a orphan face, pretty much a face with more than 4 vertices, what's going to happen is it's not going to work. Also, if I have a tris, a 3 vertice face, it is not going to work. So this only works with quad faces. All right, so that's going to be ring select, and as I said, you're probably going to use this one the most. All right, so let's go ahead and make a new selection. All right, here is my selection. So let's say that I want to actually select a little bit more or a little bit less than my current selection. So what I can do is I can hold down Control and plus on the numpad. If I hold down Control and plus, you can see how my selection grows. If I hold down Control and minus, you can see how it shrinks. So this is just a time saver for you. All right. So we have gone over box select, we have gone over circle select, we have gone over lasso select, we have gone over control selection and ring selection. We have gone over growing and minimizing your selection techniques. Now, just like with almost anything in Blender, this can be found in more than one location. So if you go to the select here, it has a lot of things that we just went over, like selecting more, selecting less, selecting loops, selecting edges. So a lot of here's box select and circle select. So a lot of things that we just went over is going to be found here. So anytime you have forgotten a certain keystroke or shortcut, you can always find it here. All right, but in this menu, we have some really interesting selection modes. So for example, if I go to select and then checker deselect, you can see that it now gives me a checkerboard pattern. So I'm just going to change the color of this and hit assign. So instant checkerboard. That is really obnoxious looking. All right, let's say that the checkerboard isn't quite what I want. If I go to select and checker deselect, with this menu, I can actually skip a couple faces. Or just change how the pattern looks. And I could have something like this. So that's a really easy way to put a pattern onto an object that has a lot of faces. All right, another thing that we have, if I go to select, I can do select random. So it's going to be a random selection. I can choose the percentage and plus new. Let's go ahead and make this green. There we go. All right, that is it for selection mode.